I'm here with Alex. Alex, your background was integration software and really about that data management side of things. Talk to us about the customer that you were telling me earlier.
One of the first customers I kind of worked with when I joined Domo had 18 different instances of a particular marketing tool that they have. Within these systems, the particular company charges them per record. And of course, someone like myself would join all different instances if I'm using multiple services. And every time I join, I might use a different name. I might use a different alias. You know, you called me Alex. My name is Alejandro Canizas Amigo. Some people remove the amigos. People remove the Canizas. I can be in your same system 17 different times and you wouldn't know it. So what we ended up doing with Domo was bringing the data into Domo, using our actual native connector to this particular system. Once the data was into Domo, we would write a ETL or a script on top of that. We've got the ability to have scripting tiles, etc., and automate that cleansing process and deduplicate those records and then push them back to a single instance. And what this allows,
and when you say push back, so yeah, we talk about BI leverage. Most people sort of think BI, it's dashboards. What do you mean by pushback?
So what we're able to do is that we're able to write back to source systems. So wherever we take data from and make transformations and changes, we're able to write straight back to the native system. So in this case, what we were doing is out of those 18 instances, we were bringing the data and then putting it back to a single instance, which allowed them to start closing down the different instances.
And what's the value of that?
Well, the first value was actually the fact that they were paying per record. So if you were then to remove 30 to 40% of duplicates that they may have had, and they're paying 7 figures for this particular tool, you can see the kind of ROI right there. And the second point, and actually you highlighted in a conversation we had over lunch the other day, which was, you know, with GDPR in place. So if I've told you to remove me, and somebody else calls me, I don't care if it's from a different department. I just see it as that particular company. So we've kind of hit two different value propositions. So the first one is a reduction in cost, and the second one is mitigating risk against policy.
Any idea on how fast this was and what the actual value was?
Their CDO is very ambitious and understood the problem that he had. We did a 2-month proof of concept, which isn't us working for 2 months, but it was the length of time of getting everybody together in a room and getting our guys working in the background. And by that point, we were able to deliver 3 instances coming into Domo and pushing out to show that it worked. And now we're working on bringing all the other ones in. So actually, we were able to already start decommissioning 2 different instances within 2 to 3 months. I think there's a lot of value that's unseen or talked about in terms of automating these manual processes that everybody's been doing for such a long time. And there's a huge ROI to that because it's the time essence. It's the fact that, you know, in a particular case of one of my customers, they actually had a person leave because they were tired of having a monotonous job. And it was one of their best people. And when they were trying to keep them, they were like, you know, it's just the same thing every single day. I need to be challenged, right?
Love it. So it sounds like we managed to reduce physical, like hard cost. We reduced the time it took to do it, and we reduced the risk around GDPR. That's kind of 3 out of 3 from my book. Appreciate the story.
Thanks, Brett. Take care.